Hi, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. Thank you for your time. So this will be, I will try to do this really kind of quickly because I know you have things to do. So I'm really grateful. So we are just going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of learning English. Um, can you please talk to me about your experience um, about learning English?
How can I learn English, right?
Yeah. How do you
My process.
please talk about your experience? Yeah.
Okay, okay, my process was really normal because at school I have to take some uh, classes, English classes. So I start to I started learn English there. Um, I I like the language. I like to learn language. So I start to learn English with grammatical things, with the rules of writing and those stuff, those things. But recently, my biggest goal is to speak in English because that's my problem, and I I have to try to speak slowly, as you can see, because in my head, I have to do a process, like try to translate sometimes words from Spanish to English, so it's hard to me try to speak in English when I have to, right? So that is.
As you are talking about the things that you find hard, can you talk about the disadvantages of learning English?
Oh, okay. Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, for me, it's so important to speak in English because English is the universal language. It lets you to communicate with another people, with another culture, with another ways of thinking. It lets you to to get into this world, this international world, with international people. So speaking English brings you a lot of opportunities in every context. Okay, for me, that's the relevant thing about speaking English.
As you talk about it, the that you find hard to speak, what do you do in order to improve your skills?
Okay. Um, I think first of all is try to is try being in an English context. It's um the most important thing because you're gonna get used to your ear to understand words, to understand when somebody when a native speaker tries to communicate to you, so you're gonna understand the word. So you have to try to pronounce every time that word. You have to try to watch movies in English. Try to listen uh, music in English. Try to put a podcast in English. So things like that, uh, things like that are going to make improve, make improving your speaking, your level in English. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So you are talking about schools and how that like let you know about let you know more about the language and be it being interest about that. So could you say that it's possible to learn English um, not only if I don't have, for example, if a person doesn't have the money to afford an academic degree or just a course, it could be possible to that person to learn English by themselves.
Absolutely yes. Cause um, I don't know, in these moments, technology brings you a lot of opportunities, and not only for learning English, for learning about technology or a lot of topics, right? So I think that it's possible to learning English, to speaking English through a YouTube course, through a online course. Not only you have to you have been in a school or at the university um, for learning English. So if you are disciplined, if you are responsible, if you really want to learn English, knowing that speaking English give you opportunities, opportunities inside this laboral market. That's a motivation to learn English in everywhere, just through internet and these tools, internet tools. Yeah, so I think it's possible.
What would you say um, is the best thing that you have done to learn English?
Uh, the
Doing something in your daily life, like, yeah, what would you say it's something that you can say, for example, um, I learn English. My favorite thing to learn English is listen to a podcast because I don't know, I hear new vocabulary. What would you say
oh
is the best thing that you has done that truly improve your skills, your English skills?
oh for improvement, for improving me my English skills. Okay, my my first limitation for speaking English is speaking English, because when somebody told me something, I understand. When somebody tells me, I get it. Okay, but try to communicate, try to speak. That's the the hard thing to me, and not only for pronunciation, is for knowing what I have to say, what I have to answer to that person. I don't know how how build my my answer. Okay, so my advice is uh, listening, listening everything in English. Listen everything in English. Talk to yourself in English. I think I know that that sounds crazy, but it helps a lot. Okay, um, and try to communicate with your I don't know, with your parents or a relative in English, even they don't know how to speak in English. Just try to speak with somebody, okay? And try to pronounce new words. Um, try to search new vocabulary. Try to um, watch movies in English with subtitles, obviously. But when, cause I like a lot to watch movies on Netflix. I prefer to put it in English, in the original language, so I can learn new words that I do know how pronounce and those stuff. So my advice would be that, okay.
Yeah. And can you please share me something that you did that doesn't really help you to improve your English skills? That it doesn't really help you, and it's something that you get is stuck in. Like you maybe thought that it would help you, or something that you think people spend a lot of time trying to learning, but they get stuck in. In your experience, what would be something that you think it doesn't really help? Doing this doesn't really help. Or learning this
Doesn't help.
help, yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Something
doesn't
that
help.
you did that didn't help to learn English.
Okay, let me think for a moment. Could be like like write some words, because sometimes we forgot about the words, and I don't know, or try to memorize some words. um, for me, it wasn't easy, that way of learning. Oh, for me, the best way of learning English is listening everything in English. Try to speak with somebody in English, even with me, just with me. Try to oh uh, using apps, or try to speak with people in English through apps. That's really helps. Um, Another thing, I think that's it, because I think that always we think that write words, or write rules, grammar rules, is going to help us, but I don't think I don't think so. And so I prefer to just start to speak English, right?
Thank you for all your answering. Just to conclude, will you be so kind to give me or give us an advice to learn English?
Okay. Okay, my advice would be, uh, don't have fear, um, to to pronounce a word, to speak, because many times we are like scared of people, of native speaker, and in the way we are pronounced. So that's the one of the most like um, difficult things to me, because when I'm with a native speaker and I'm going to and I have to speak to them, I always think it would be it would be hard to 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 get to get to understand if if I going to talk to them. I don't know if you I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to tell you, but try to speak even you don't pronounce in the best way. Just try, cause
Yeah.
learn every language is try to pronounce over and over and over again. Okay?
Yeah, no, I understand your point. You mean that we don't have to be afraid of talking even when we
Yeah.
don't know. So yeah, like your advice, it's really helpful, and I'm really grateful for your time. So yeah, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you like have a good uh, rest of the day. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks to you for having me today. I hopefully um to be a good answers to you. Okay.
You did, you did. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Have a good time.
Okay.